Today, in Lesson 5 of U.S. History, we are going to examine how the Greeks and Romans influenced American culture. Let's start with the Greeks. We really took two major things from the Greeks. One idea was that learning is very important. The Greeks really attacked the idea that as humans we should study the world around us and learn as much as possible. Philosophers like Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates and their followers developed ideas that led to modern science, the arts, the humanities, and all the academic subjects. In America, we of course know that learning is very important, and learning has been very important throughout American history. So we have definitely taken from that influence and added to our own culture and society. A second way that the Greeks influenced the Americas was the idea, of course, of the democracy. We think of the United States as being the shining democracy in world history, and that is true. However, it was the Greeks that actually invented the democracy. In the city-state of Athens, they developed what was called the true democracy, where each citizen had a vote, and they voted on every single law or rule. They would gather and actually vote on everything. In the United States, that's not practical with millions and millions of voters. So we have a representative democracy, where we vote for representatives, and then those representatives vote on laws and rules. Still, we are definitely influenced by the idea of the democracy here in the United States. Now, the Greek democracy really was not a true democracy because only male citizens could vote. So it left off really a majority of the people in Athens. And not every Greek city-state had democracy, but a few of them did, most notably their biggest city-state of Athens. The Greeks lived down here in southeastern Europe. Of course, they have a modern country that's still there today. The second group that really had a big influence on America is from ancient time are the Romans. And the Romans lived in Italy, and they will develop after the Greek Empire fell apart. So the Romans are based right here in Rome, and they will grow an empire throughout Europe, North Africa, and even into Asia. However, the Roman Empire did collapse, but there is a couple things that the Americans have copied. As Americans, we have copied from the Romans as well. The biggest thing the Romans gave us, the idea of the republic, which is also known as a representative democracy. That's the idea where the people do have the power, and the power is shared by all people. However, instead of voting directly on laws, in a republic or a representative democracy, the people vote for representatives who then make decisions on laws and rules. If the representatives are not doing a good job in representing the people should vote for another representative. That's why we have elections. So the idea of a representative democracy developed in Rome and has been carried over to our democracy here in the United States today. A second thing that the Romans contributed that we use in America today, and is the idea that's used around the world today, is the idea of written law. Before the Romans, most rules and laws were not written down. Therefore, they could be changed by any ruler at any time. And often, people were abused, and people were wrongfully punished because the laws and rules were changed. If you write the law down, and you write the rules down, everyone has to abide by them and make them public, it's better for everyone. And of course, in the United States, examples of this, of course, all our rules and laws are written down, and even the rules and laws for government are written down in our Constitution. So, it's nice to have all the rules and laws be clear. The Romans came up with that. Another idea is that law should protect the citizens. The rules of law should protect the everyday common people. Before the Romans, all rules and laws were made to protect the rulers or the ruling class, and it didn't really matter if they hurt or damaged the common person, the common citizen. In the United States today, we hope that our rules and laws that are developed by our government leaders are made to protect the greater good of everyone, not just a few people. Again, that idea starts with the Romans and is carried on through today. So, overall, the Greeks and Romans, you may wonder, what do they have to do with American history? They really have a lot to do with American history because they were the inspiration for many of the ideas that have been so successfully implemented in the U.S. even till today. Thank you.